guys, it's Brittany, and today's video is all about the legend of the Hookman at Hookman'S Cemetery. I feel like I'm saying that really weird, but the cemetery is also called, well, it's actually called the Great Hill Cemetery, but it's nicknamed Hookman'S Cemetery, and it's in Seymour, Connecticut. So there are many different stories about who the Hookman was. One of the stories is that he was the caretaker and he had a hook as a hand. One day he hung himself actually in one of the trees in the cemetery. And today, if you park your car under that tree, you will hear a hook just gliding across the top of your car. It's really creepy stuff. More of a scratching sound, and your car will stall under the tree. So like, that is scary. So of course, every story involves his hook. There's another story that a boy stayed overnight in the cemetery. The next morning, he was found dead with the hook in his head and, you know, hanging from a tree. There's just a bunch of stories about him killing innocent people in that cemetery, and there's always a hook that's left behind. One of the most famous stories involves a couple. They were parked under a tree at night. The boyfriend started to hear some weird sounds coming from outside, so he decided to get out of the car and investigate. A few minutes went by. The girlfriend started to get a little concerned, and when she looked, she noticed her boyfriend hanging from a hook on a tree. Those stories are definitely terrifying. A lot of people have taken pictures and they've caught orbs on camera. They've captured faces, apparitions, figures, you know, shadows. There's a lot of paranormal activity that occurs at the cemetery, and it's not the biggest cemetery. It's actually quite small. They say that a long time ago that there used to be a house behind the cemetery where a family lived. The youngest son actually murdered his entire family and then killed himself. So they say if you do look at where the house used to be, you see apparitions and dark shadows walking around, and it's believed that those are the family members that were killed. These stories have been going on since the 1950s, and to this day people still see the apparitions, the dark figures, the orbs, the faces in the pictures. People have also seen ghostly figures hanging from the trees. Just like in the stories I was telling you about, but the Hookman, you know, hanging himself, is that his apparition in the trees? That boy who was killed hanging from a hook in the tree, is that his apparition? The boy that the Hookman killed and then hanged him in the tree, you know, it's creepy stuff, and that would be, I think that would be very terrifying, just seeing the ghostly apparition hanging from a tree. I think that would be traumatizing, actually. This is definitely a cemetery that I want to go to. I want to go at night, of course, if I can, but like I've been saying, you know, the police and all this stuff in Connecticut especially, they just guard the cemeteries like crazy. So I don't know if just there's a lot of people who have vandalized in the past, or, you know, something bad has happened in these cemeteries. I mean, I don't know, but there's a reason why the police are constantly there, you know what I mean? There has to be another reason. They just didn't, you know, appear out of nowhere. I guess something did happen, which sucks because the bad people always have to ruin stuff for the good people, you know what I mean? Hopefully I can get in here one day, and I definitely want to go in at night if I can, get permission, of course. I want to park under the tree, the famous tree, or any tree if I can't find the specific tree, and then see if the legend, you know, if it is true, if it works. You know, hearing the scratching of the hook would be really scary. I've read that people have done that before and nobody has heard the scratching sound, so, but it's still really creepy. I don't know. I would do it, but it would be kind of creepy. So let me know what you guys think about the Hookman'S Cemetery, also known as the Great Hill Cemetery in Seymour, Connecticut. Have you ever been there? And let me know what your experiences were if you have been there. But I know a lot of you guys live in the state of Connecticut, so I'm quite jealous because I was just there, and even though I just saw a few parts, it was really cool, and I just like the whole vibe there, but I can't wait to go back. So anyways guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, you rock my world, and the song lyrics of Michael Jackson. Hashtag team Pretty44, hashtag brother runs, hey, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.